everyone, so this video is going to be a little bit different. I had recently just discovered a lot of really cool at-home remedies kind of things. One for acne, one for oily skin, like my two biggest concerns. But I don't know why I'd never heard of these things before, but one is to help your skin become less oily throughout the day, so it kind of controls oil, and the other one is for acne. So since most of my subscribers, you guys always ask me about oily skin products and acne products, I thought I'd show them to you. I recently just discovered them. I've actually been using them for about 2 or 3 weeks now, and I absolutely adore them. I mean, I don't know how I'd ever heard of them before. It's so crazy. And how popular they are. I saw a lot of really good reviews on acne.org. If you're not familiar with acne.org, it's a website that's kind of all about acne. It sells some acne products that the man, I forgot his name, I think it's Jim or something, that he kind of created his whole little system that helps control acne, and he swears by it. So I know a lot of subscribers who've actually emailed me and told me that they love this stuff too. So I've actually been looking into that, but while looking into that stuff, I stumbled across a couple of things on the review boards. They have like a little discussion room where you can talk about different products to help your acne or your oily skin or whatever have you. So I typed in my skincare problems, and so this is what came up, and each product got about at least four points review, so that's really awesome on a scale of 5. So I think that's really cool. So let me get started. First one I'm going to show you is probably my all-time favorite thing to use now. I use it as a toner, and I use it every day in the morning and at nighttime. It's kind of like my go-to product, and I've really noticed a humongous difference in my skin of the bumps and texture of it. Even though there was no acne on my skin, there's still sometimes a little I guess whiteheads that kind of builds up on the surface, and it caused my skin to look kind of uneven, and I really did not like that. Even though it wasn't an actual zit, it was still, you know, there on my face, and I just really didn't like it. So this has kind of been helping with that. So let me just show you what it is and stop talking about it. This is the tea tree oil. The one I have is from the same brand as my sulfur mask. It's a Mexican brand. I live in Texas, of course, so I get a lot of stuff that's close to the border. And if you know a little bit about Mexican heritage, they have like some kind of things called like, they have like these little stores. I forgot what they're called. Some word in Spanish, but my boyfriend told me, but I forgot. But it's like a store where they have like herbs and spices and like just organic stuff, but it's Mexican oriented, I guess. But this is tea tree oil. It's in Spanish. It says they're in Spanish, but it's basically the same thing. You can get it anywhere. I got mine at Walmart. You can get it at CVS or Walgreens. I've even seen it at you know, HEBs and stuff. Well, those are common in Texas, but you know, the different stores all have them in different aisles. I found this one in like the at-home remedies aisle, I guess, where they have like just random stuff from like ethnical stuff. Like, I don't know how to explain it. It's called the ethnic aisle in HEB, so I always thought it was weird, but it just has a lot of random stuff like herbs and spices and stuff that's like unconventional things that you would use. So it was about $9, which is kind of expensive, but when you really think about it, you would probably spend $14, $15 on a toner from Clinique or from, you know, Elizabeth Arden or Clarins, and then you'd probably spend even more on that stuff. But this is really awesome. It's an antiseptic, meaning it's kind of like an alcohol kind of substance, but it's not really, there is no alcohol in it, but it's like alcohol in that it cleans out your system. It's kind of like an antibacterial kind of thing. So the way I apply it is I use just a regular cotton ball, and I just dump it on there and just go over my skin, kind of like a toner. I use it in that kind of way. But I'm so excited because I love it. Make sure if you do get this, you make sure you get the 100% pure and natural, like it says there. You don't want anything else in it. You just want plain old tea tree oil. But I think if you guys have, you know, problem skin like mine, you'll love it. It does smell kind of strong. The reviews I did read said that if you had sensitive skin, that you definitely want to dilute it with water, because it can be very strong and harsh. But I have, you know, oily, hard skin. I mean, nothing can penetrate this kind of skin. So I just use it straight from the bottle. I don't really dilute it in any way. But when the first time I did use it, I was kind of, you know, my skin really tingled because you can feel it in like penetrating your pores and really cleaning out everything. It's really awesome. I'm so excited for this product. It's probably one of my favorite things I've been using. It's definitely one of my favorites. It's going to be my favorites video. But this is an awesome at-home remedy for using a toner, basically for acne skin. So it's great. And I use it morning and night, and I've been noticing a humongous difference. And I've gotten a lot of compliments on my skin recently because of it. So that's probably the coolest thing I've seen all this month. And I am so crazy. Like, I'm so astonished. I never heard anything about it until recently. So yeah, this is definitely a must-have if you have acne. So my next product is the Milk of Magnesia. So this is meant for oily skin. This is mine. I got mine at H-E-B, but you can also, Philips makes the same one, but this one's just a couple of cents cheaper, so I thought might as well the same thing. Might as well save some money on it. So it's just Milk of Magnesia. This is actually meant for constipation and stuff, which is kind of gross, but it's meant for oily skin, and what it does is you put a light, thin coat over your skin, kind of like as a primer, and then it'll help control your oil. Now, I was kind of skeptical about this, but since it was so inexpensive, and I've been having a really hard time recently because, I don't know how to explain it, we're having like this Indian summer where I am. It's kind of cold one day and then hot the next day, and it's the middle of October, almost November, and it just hasn't been, you know, it hasn't been cutting it. It's getting kind of hot. So my skin always overproduces oil when it's like that. My skin goes kind of crazy when it's cold one day and hot the next, and you know, it gets kind of crazy, and it just freaks out. So I've been using this, and it's been really helping. The way I apply it is I apply my primer, my Trish McEvoy BB anti-fatigue primer, and then I apply this on top. Now, some people said they apply it with a sponge, but I don't like sponges. Sponges can hold a lot of bacteria, and I like my brushes. I clean them on a daily basis, so I don't like to use sponges. So what I use it as, I apply it with a foundation brush. This one's from Sigma. It's just a simple foundation brush. You can see it's kind of white. Goss makeup artist did a huge review on this recently, and he was in love with it. He actually uses it for brides with oily skin because it really does keep your skin oil free all day long, and I've really noticed a big difference the way my foundation looks. I don't have to powder as often, and it also just leaves my skin really fresh looking. Now, if you have normal to dry skin, I would not recommend this because it is very, very drying. On the areas sometimes where I get a little bit dry, like around my mouth area and around my eye area, it can get a little bit cakey, so I always try to avoid those areas when I apply it. The way I apply it is I dip this in. I actually don't use it from that straight from the bottle because it's kind of, it can get kind of messy using this. So I store it in a Trish McEvoy little container. And see, it's just like a white substance. You can barely see it. But what I do is I pour a little bit in here, and I just take my brush and kind of do a thin coat so I can show you a little bit. So I take some of my brush, and then I just put a little light, thin coat. But I don't, make sure you don't go over too much. Just kind of do one little thin stroke, and then let it dry for a bit, and it might get a little bit like of a milky substance. So if you get any of that, just kind of wipe it off, and you'll see it start to dry up. I can really see it now. So I don't know if you can see, but my hands aren't really hands aren't really oily, so you can't really see it. But I have it on my skin right now. The only place on my skin that you see shine, or I want to have shine, is just around my highlight here. So that's the only place I have it. The rest of my skin is very, very matte, which I love. It looks more natural that way, and I don't feel like it dries out my skin too much. So I think that's really important. So if you have oily skin, you definitely need to try out the Milk of Magnesia. Make sure you get the original and not any flavored, because I don't know, the reviews I saw always got the original and not the one that has any flavoring in it. Oh, I'm sorry. So that's pretty much it. I definitely think you should try these two products out if you have oily skin or you have acne prone skin. Like I said, make sure you can check out the reviews. If I can find the reviews again, I'll put them in the below bar so you can see what other people thought about them. And I'm pretty sure you can find reviews on YouTube about this stuff because it's very popular. And I'm just so floored that I never heard about this stuff, because this is like my two miracle workers. I've actually been using these more than any other oil products or acne products that I've had in the past. This is definitely a must-have in my collection. So definitely try those two out. They're really inexpensive. I believe this one was about $2 to $3, I believe, and this one was $8 to $9 with tax. So definitely try those out. They are a must-have if you have skin like mine. That was helpful, guys. I'm really enjoying my skin right now. It's been really great. I haven't smiled so much about my skin in so long. Even my boyfriend has told me that he sees a huge difference in my skin because of the texture of it and the way it looks, and it's just been awesome, and I've been super happy about it. So I hope you guys can try these out. I don't think you've ever seen me smile this much about products, and that they're so inexpensive that anybody can practically afford them. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed that and had a great time watching. Bye!